This Math in the Modern World discussion is brought to you by Eniego Academy, reinventing classroom learning.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. This is our second episode, and since we have already talked about the nature of mathematics and logical propositions, we are now on our way to discussing problem solving.
Oh, this is the real horror. I never knew it would come this soon.
Well, since we're here now, we cannot really escape this. Without problem solving, mathematics would be nothing. I guess this is the time that we really have to accept this fact. Marlo?
I guess you're right. So, let's begin, shall we?
Whether you're a parent, teacher, entrepreneur, mathematician, doctor, lawyer, or banker, problem solving is ingrained in everything. Certain individuals believe that you can either accomplish it or you cannot.
Contrary to popular assumption, it is a skill that can be learned. Even the world class athletes and performers received some instruction and practice along the way. That is also required to be effective at problem solving.
This is where George Polya dubbed the father of modern problem solving comes in. In 1945, he published the book How to Solve It, in which quickly became his most prized publication. It sold over 1 million copies and has been translated into 17 languages. In this book, he identifies four basic principles of problem solving.
In line with that, we are going to demonstrate his way of problem solving in order to guide you through these problems. The basic problem solving strategy that Polya advocated consisted of the following steps. Firstly, is to understand the problem. Secondly, devise a plan. Thirdly, carry out the plan. And fourthly, review the solution.
To demonstrate this, let's have the following sample problem. An airline flies from Manila to Davao with a stopover in Cebu. It charges a fare of 1,800 pesos for Manila to Cebu and a fare of 3,500 pesos from Manila to Davao. In one flight, a total of 180 passengers boarded the plane in Manila, and the collected fare totaled 494,000 pesos. How many passengers got off from the plane in Cebu?
The first step is understanding the problem. This step should entail figuring out what you are being asked to find. In this case, the sample problem seeks to know how many passengers get off from the plane in Cebu. And since we have already some of the needed information to solve the problem, let's list down all the known data and start from there. So, from Manila to Cebu, it charges a 1,800 pesos. And from Manila to Davao, it charges a fare of 3,500 pesos. And the total passenger in the flight is 180. With that, the total collected fare is 494,000 pesos. There are two unknown variables. The first one is the number of passengers who got off the plane in Cebu. And the second unknown is the number of passengers who got off the plane in Davao.
Now that we have understood the problem and made a list of all given information to solve it, let's go to the next step, which is to devise a plan. In this step, we need to determine the method that we will use to solve the problem. Out of all the methods presented, I think the best way to solve this is if we can come up with an equation by defining the variables present in the problem. Let x is equals to number of passengers who got off the plane in Cebu. Let y is equals to number of passengers who got off the plane in Davao. 1,800 pesos open and close parenthesis x is equals to total fare collected from passengers bound for Manila to Cebu. 3,500 pesos open and close parenthesis y is equals to the total fare collected from passengers bound for Manila to Davao.
To carry out the plan, let's write the equation and substitute the values of the unknown variables with the known and solve for x, which is the number of passengers who got off the plane in Cebu. X plus y is equals to 180. Y is equals to 180 minus x, which is the equation 1. 1800x plus 3500y is equals to 494,000, which is the equation 2. 1800x plus 3500 times 180 minus x is equals to 494,000. 1800x plus 630,000 minus 3500x is equals to 494,000. 3500x minus 1800x is equals to 630,000 minus 494,000. 1700x is equals to 136,000. 1700x over 1700 is equals to 136,000 over 1700. X is equals 80. Therefore, there are 80 passengers who got off the plane in Cebu.
That was a lot of math, but I know you did great in following that. Do you remember the first equation that we've made? Let's bring that back and let's review the solution. All right, so to check if the solution is correct, let us solve for y. We'll use equation 1, which is y is equals to 180 minus x. Since we already have a value for x, which is 80, we'll substitute that to the x. So that would be y is equals to 180 minus 80. Subtracting that, we'll get the value of y, which is 100. Then, let's substitute the value of y to equation number 2. So that would be 1,800 pesos x plus 3,500 pesos y would be 1,800 pesos times 80 plus 3,500 pesos times 100. If you calculate that, that would be 144,000 pesos plus 350,000 pesos is equal to 494,000 pesos, which would mean that they equal. So we all get 494,000 pesos on both sides. So what does that mean? That means that the solution and the answer is correct. If you get a problem that seems similar to this, then making an equation by following these steps will definitely solve it. Does my answer make sense? Of course it does. Everything checks out. Do you want another one? Okay. So how about let's have an inspired problem and then let's try to solve it. Is that a yes? Okay then.
How about we test it out right now on a new problem that we have created for you? Alright, here's the problem statement. Janice and her pal sings carol in their neighborhood every night until Christmas Eve. They intend to save money each night in order to purchase a reconditioned laptop for a friend. They received 200 pesos on the first day and spent half of it on munchies. They received 560 pesos on the following day. And on the third day, they received 1,000 pesos from Marlo's father, one of Janice's close friends, but Marlo refused to donate the entire sum and instead offered half. They rested the next day. The following day, they received 4 times the amount they had saved on the first day. They received 2,680 pesos on the final day and spent 70 pesos on transportation. How much money did they save per person if the caroling groups consist of 4 persons, including Janice, and the laptop cost 3,999?
Following Polya's problem-solving approach, let's try to understand and analyze the problem. The problem seeks to know how much money each of the member of the caroling group will get after deducting the laptop cost.
For the first day, 200 pesos divided by 2, and it is equals to 100 pesos. For the second day, the money earned was 560 pesos. On the third day, 1,000 pesos divided by 2, and it is equals to 500 pesos. For the fourth day, it is the rest day from caroling. For the fifth day, so the amount of money earned on the first day was 100 pesos. So we multiply it by 4 and it is equals to 400 pesos. So for the fifth day, we have 400 pesos. For the sixth day, we have the money earned was 2,680, but some of it spent on transportation cost 70 pesos. So it will be 2,680 minus 70 pesos is equals to 2,610. So for the sixth day, we have 2,610 pesos. Overall, the total of the money earned by the caroling group was 4,710 pesos.
Now that we know how much they earned in total before the Christmas Eve, we need to deduct the cost of the second-hand laptop that they bought for their friend to know how much money will be left for the group. So that would mean we need to deduct money earned after all expenses and laptop cost, which will then give us the money saved for everyone. So following that suit, we will get 4,710 pesos minus 3,999 pesos is equal to 171 pesos. Therefore, based on that, there would only be 171 pesos left for everyone.
Since the question wants to know how much will be left for each member for the caroling group, we need to divide the money left to 4. So that will be 171 pesos divided by 4 is equals to 42 pesos and 75 centavos. The presentation we have developed is similar to the one we gave on our PETA 1 presentation last time. We are not new with it, and we did not spend much time brainstorming because we had previously created an animation presentation. First, we consider our problem-solving presentation, which will be reflected in the animation that we created as part of the process. After we have made our decision in animation, we go back to the MMW course material and find a Word document that Sir Eniego has created for Polya's problem solving with a solution. We use this document to reflect on our problem and follow the procedures to create a solution. And then we proceed to make our presentation enjoyable by portraying the Eniego's Academy classroom inventing.
Firstly, we watched the problem-solving analysis on YouTube that our MMW professor sent on Teams. In order for us to create our own problem, we understood first the given problem on the reading material, then used our very own pattern-seeking behavior and logical skills. And by that, we start little by little until we came up and execute it. On the part of the execution, using the advancement of technologies, we use Zoom to brainstorm and gather everyone's ideas such as suggestions and evaluation of them. Long story short, we came up to this idea of presentation. It was the harmony that landed us in this successful presentation.
Since PETA 1, we as a group has been each other's foundation. We relied with each other more than before. Probably because the workload that we have this final period doubled in gravity. From the initial planning stage of choosing what to do, we still opt in to use animation, but this time around, we focused on whiteboard animation. As for the questions, we decided to do it like how Khan Academy and YouTube does their lecture through drawing. All in all, I'm proud of what we have accomplished now that we are on our second episode. It was a blast.
Our group struggled in coping with the time limitations and doing the PETA, while also having different activities for other subjects. Also, the communication with groupmates was a hassle and made decision-making a challenge. It also added difficulty in making our own problem. With all this, our group decided to have a whole day and overnight work dedicated and focused on this PETA. While working, we realized that you cannot work alone in this type of work because teamwork makes the dream work.
Wow, it's all done. Yes, we just need to prepare for the oral final exam. And on that note, thank you so much for watching and staying with us, and we hope that you have enjoyed our video.
For more content like this, please do not forget to subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, or comment down below with your thoughts about the uploaded content.
Before we bid you farewell, this has been Crystelle Joyce Buan.
Marlo Revillosa,
Andrea Julia Clariza.
And Janice Dollosa, and we wish you a math-tastic day. See you on our next video.